YOLO beer drankers, we got something extremely special today. We made the pilgrimage to the Alchemist's brand new brewery and tap room slash visitor center. The fuck is this shit?
Yeah. What?
We're doing a video.
Huh?
We're doing a video review for this beer.
Oh boy. I really...
You want to watch? It's a live broadcast.
No,
It's Thursday night live.
doesn't matter.
Sorry guys.
So we could start it over again, or I could just cut that out. So, we got the Alchemist's Crusher, the biggest double IPA from the Alchemist, which has been very, very unsteadily available. I think they first canned it 2 years ago or something. And it used to be 9.6% alcohol. This batch says only 9% on there. And it's bigger than Heady Topper. They say it's oozing with hop flavor and aroma with a very dry finish. We both had just a sip of it at the brewery, and I thought it was pretty darn sweet, but in a good way. But we only had a tiny sip.
Yeah, you could tell there was a lot of excitement though surrounding it. Even when you stepped up to get your free sample of beer, they sort of nudged the Crusher on you, assuming that that's what you wanted and were there for.
Oh.
Which I found was particularly interesting.
Yeah, because I think it's because it's super rare. There are only less than 6,000 check-ins of this beer on Untapped. So I think that's why a lot of people were going. And you had to buy the full mixed case with Heady Topper, Focal Banger, and Focal Banger to get the Crusher in the first place, right?
So let's see how it tastes.
And so they ran out of beer last weekend. And we got this on Wednesday. So that means it must have been canned sometime like on Monday, Tuesday. So it's, I guess, less than a week old by far. Here we go. It's hard to tell in the little glasses we had before how hazy it was going to be, but it looks pretty darn hazy. Because Heady Topper was pretty clear. Or at least clearer than I've seen Heady Topper in the past, but because it's super, super fresh, a lot of the solids and things haven't started to drop to the bottom. But this looks pretty hazy, a lot like a Bissell Brothers or Treehouse or Trillium beer. Actually, that's like almost opaque. It looks darker than the other ones, doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty opaque.
Or not darker, but just hazier. There you are, sir.
Thank you.
They don't tell you what hops are in it, but ooh, there's a big chunk. Oh yeah, there's some hop. Look at. There's some actual hop chunk pellets in here, which I've seen happen with Alchemist stuff before. You can kind of see it in there.
Wow.
Which is doesn't bother me too much. It does look kind of funny though.
I'm for it.
Ooh yeah. Seems like they have a big mix of hops. Stuff like Amarillo and maybe Cascade and Centennial are in here, but it's not super piney in my opinion. It's a very fruity, very sweet orange juice, slightly tropical cocktail, but a lot of orange and sweet honey malt. Has a little bit of that cakey cotton candy sweetness. This might have some newer hop varieties in it, unlike Heady Topper that I think sticks with a lot of stuff that's a little bit older. I don't know if they use much Mosaic or Citra in Heady Topper. This one might have one of those in it. But not a huge aroma, but very, very nice. It smells like candy. It smells like Smarties, I guess.
I hope it tastes as good as it smells.
Oh yeah. It doesn't seem as sweet as when I first had a taster the other day. But it's definitely got a lot of malt, but it's spicy. On the aftertaste, that hop, the alcohol and the hop spice starts overtaking your palate and gets really peppery. But the head, especially in my pour, is like super thick and soapy and not going away anywhere. Maybe because I poured the bottom into mine.
Very strong flavor.
It's really nice, but all kinds of orange are in here. It's like spicy orange, really sweet clementine orange, all that sort of stuff. It's really very nice. It's not blowing you away though. Pretty darn bitter. It has a similar approach to Heady Topper, in that a lot of people can sip on this and enjoy it, and it's not too bitter, and it's somewhat approachable. But I think it's has a little bit more hop flavor than Heady Topper.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Yeah, I would agree that this has more hop flavor. And I would also add that in comparison to the other Alchemist beers, this one, surprisingly, you can't really smell the alcohol on. You know, like you can on the Heady Topper. So I like that.
I think I definitely can.
Oh, on this one?
Yeah, I definitely get plenty of booze in the aroma. But it could be hard for you to get your nose inside that glass. If you take a really deep inhale, I mean, there's definitely some heat, some booziness in there, but it's not too much, especially for such a high ABV, such a hoppy beer. It's definitely, you can't crush this one. It's not the crusher because you gotta crush it and it's crushable. Crush it, bro. It's because it's going to crush you.
Well said, Steph.
Mm-hmm. I like the feel. The feel's smooth, textured a little bit. I think that especially unfiltered qualities bring out a lot of fruit from the hops that I didn't get quite as much in Heady Topper. And it adds just a little bit of a velvety texture to the beer, also that I like quite a bit. And it's right on the edge of being too boozy and too bitter. It's pretty darn bitter.
I feel like it gets trapped in my throat and makes me want to cough.
Well, it almost has this menthol-y thing going on, almost like I just drank some cough syrup in my throat. Yeah, it's pretty intense. And now I really need to burp.
Let it out.
There we go. Yes, it's very nice, but I might sell some of this to some people because you got to be prepared for a beer like this. If you want something that's that boozy, or at least that high in alcohol and that bitter, it's not really for every day.
Yeah, I mean, this is a beer that would require, I don't know, me at least, like a 20-minute video in order to drink. You know, so I'm
getting some nectarine type thing. It's slightly tart. It's not quite peachy and super like juicy, but it definitely has that going on.
I smell juicy, but I don't taste juicy.
Yeah, just a little bit boozier than I would like. I don't know if the hop pellets are adding more to my pour than yours. But with Heady Topper and Focal Banger, we didn't notice any hop pellets like this. Like, we didn't see anything like that.
This definitely will crush you.
It's nice. All types of orange. Some grapefruit too, definitely. Not really ruby red grapefruit, pretty like bitter white grapefruit. Pithy. Yeah, it's right. It's a little bit more towards the pithy, bitter peel rather than the juicy part of the fruits. At least in how they accomplish it. But very fruity, and that's why I'm enjoying it quite a bit. But it's not my favorite kind of IPA. We sampled both the other ones yesterday, but I might still do a review for the Heady Topper and Focal Banger after this one. But it's a little like, it's not something that you just keep gulping after like really quickly. This beer, it is formidable, which some people probably love, but it's not my favorite actually. So I might do like an 86 or something, 88, I don't know. Which may be shocking. Everyone has to think Alchemist beers are all perfect. And I'm sure lots of people could like this one. But yeah, I'm getting quite a bit of booze.
So, of the Alchemist beers that we've tasted, which would you say you would go to on a day where you craved a nice hoppy beer?
Probably Focal Banger. And yeah, Citron Mosaic I'm a sucker for. And they might use those a little bit in this beer, but I think they really feature it in Focal Banger and tell you that it's actually in those because they don't use it in their other beers where they don't tell you the hop varieties. It's like a secret. But it's definitely worth trying the Crusher if you can get your hands on it. But don't go crazy for it. I think Focal Banger that's the one for me. And Heady Topper is really pleasant and easy drinking. This goes all out. They kind of really just are in your face with this beer, I would say, more so than anything else I've had from the Alchemist. So I'll do 86. What do you think?
I'll say 84.
Really?
Yeah, 84, because I know that you enjoy hops more than I enjoy hops, so my score has to be lower than yours.
But this one has more sweet malt. I mean, but it's kind of the combination of the booze. All the high alcohol is probably my problem. If they made this and it wasn't as alcoholic, I might like it more. It doesn't seem as sweet to me right now because of all the bitterness and noticing the booze a little more. But there's really nothing. There's nothing wrong with this beer. It's like really, really well done. It's not exactly my style. It's not the soft, juicy bomb that has become more popular in New England. All right. It's later.